Welcome back to my channel, where today I am making my family's favorite dinner, whole food plant-based lasagna, and where I invite you to eat plants with me. I'm going to start this video out showing you how to make our favorite cheese sauce. We call it our inside out ravioli sauce, which is essentially ricotta. It only takes 2 ingredients, which is raw cashews and your favorite oil-free marinara. We really like Aldi's organic marinaras, and make sure that you always check the ingredients because sometimes they can sneak some crazy things into these sauces. I'm going to apologize now for my camera. My stand has a mind of its own today, and I'm so annoyed with it that I apparently dumped the whole jar of sauce in, and I only need about half to 3/4 of it. And then of course you need a high-speed blender. There's no need to soak the cashews as long as you have a high-speed blender. I add about 1/4 cup of raw cashews, and then I'm just going to blend it all together until smooth. So you're just going to blend this until it is smooth and creamy. This makes kind of like a ricotta cheese. My family really loves this sauce. We use it in a lot of different recipes. Sometimes we just make it with pasta and call it inside out ravioli because it really tastes like the cheese that's in ravioli. You're going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And while that preheats, we're going to assemble our lasagna. I'm using my grandmother's round casserole dish because I just thought it would make it a little bit more fancy. I'm using brown rice lasagna noodles. The only 2 ingredients are brown rice and water. Make sure you're always checking those labels. And then I have another full jar of the oil-free marinara. And then I have my cheese. The meat that I used is tofu. I browned it with vegetable broth and added a little bit of seasoning to make it taste like meat, but it's not really important that it replicates it exactly. It's mostly for texture. There's a lot of different options that you can use for meat. For my tofu, I just crumbled up a block of extra firm tofu, and now I'm going to just assemble this. So I'm going to do my first layer of just using up the rest of that jar of marinara that I used from my cheese. That's mostly so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Now remember, I don't cook with oil or anything, so I'm not going to line this with anything to keep it from sticking. So, we're just going to cross our fingers and hope that this works. Now I'm just going to make my next layer of lasagna noodles. I did follow the directions, and with this kind of lasagna noodle you don't have to cook it ahead of time, which I don't usually go for that kind. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I usually boil the noodles and then assemble my lasagna, so we will see how this turns out. It's not really important how it looks, because remember, when you are cutting into this, you're not going to see the noodles, You're just going to cut into it, and it's going to be cutting the noodles anyway, so who cares what the noodles look like, right? And now I'm going to make my next layer with my vegan ricotta. I'm going to spoon the ricotta onto the next layer. I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me, it is divine. My whole family loves this cheese sauce, and it's so easy. Of course, you know, walnuts are a higher fat food. This is not something that you want to eat if you're trying to lose weight. It can be just a treat for like a family meal for a birthday or an anniversary, when you might want to treat yourself to something that just is a little bit higher fat than what you normally eat. But of course, what's important here is that you're eating whole food, plant-based. I'm going to do another layer of the noodles. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Another layer of the pasta sauce. Again, you can do this how you want to do it. Your layers can look however you want them to look. Now I'm going to add a layer of my meat, which is, again, tofu. I let it brown a little longer than anticipated, but it kind of gave it a nice texture. I'm going to put about half of my meat on here. Now I'm going to add another layer of noodles. I'm adding some more noodles because I feel like I have a lot of noodles left here. And now I'm going to add a layer of my cheese sauce, my ricotta cheese. Gotta get it all. It is delicious. And another layer of my noodles. Again, your layers can look how you want them to look. If you want more of one layer than another, you can always do that. Now for a layer of sauce. Now in retrospect, I probably should have saved more of that for the top layer, but you'll see why later. Now the rest of my tofu. If you're not big on tofu, or if you're, again, tofu is a little higher in fat than a lot of people like, you can use lentils, you can use walnut meat. Oh my gosh, that's so good for taco meat. But my family loves tofu. I'm gonna use the last of this up. And now I'm going to do my top layer of noodles. And see, I should have saved a lot more sauce for this, and you'll see why. I didn't really realize that I didn't have enough sauce for this top layer, and the noodles are not gonna cook quite as well on the top layer as well as I had hoped because there's not enough moisture. That's on me, but that's really the only thing that went wrong with this recipe. Again, I've never cooked with noodles like this. I've usually boiled the noodles and then baked it, so we live and we learn. Usually I would add cheese to this top layer, but we do not eat fake cheese and these processed foods, so that's a big no-no on this recipe. Now I'm gonna cover it. I don't use single-use anything, so we're gonna try one of these silicone pads just to cover it like that. Now it's time to put it into the oven. And we have a little bit of cheese left, so you know I have to eat it. It's delicious. Scrape in the jar. Don't tell anyone. Alright, it's time to check on it. Okay, see how the top layer kind of curled up and didn't do so well? That's what I was talking about with not having enough sauce on the top. I highly recommend you keep enough sauce for that top layer because the top layer of noodles did not turn out exactly as I had hoped, but it is okay. We can still salvage this. It smells amazing. I just have to cut into it and see how it is. Just ignore that top layer. Just adds a little crunch. Oh my gosh, that looks so amazing. Yes, that is amazing. This is seriously my family's favorite recipe. You guys will love it, I promise you. But you don't have to believe me. Let's ask my daughter and my husband.
Yummy. More.
So that is my delicious, whole food, plant-based lasagna. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if you guys try it, and if you do, did you tweak it a bit? How did you make it, and how did you like it? Literally ate the whole thing in one sitting. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and share the video, and I will see you again soon. Bye.